Good evening, beautiful people of Aarhus. Is everybody feeling fresh? Yes. That's excellent. I'm a big fan of the Danish people. I think you guys are pretty cool. I like that Danes are, of course, speaking English very, very well, but they still danglify things a little bit. You know? Like Danes still say things like, "Can I borrow the toilet?" Sure, you can rip it out of the foundations, take it home. I do not have many money, let's not fart about the price. Can you screw the music up? When you are surprised, you can say that there is a raisin at the end of the sausage. That's how Danish people get surprised. Imagine you're eating your franskbrød. Oh, en lille rosin, det er dejligt. Det lyder godt der. Talking of surprises, I was recently at a surprise birthday party, and something surprised me about this birthday party. And that was that when the person came in and we all jumped out, we shouted surprise in English. Yeah, I was very confused by this, and afterwards, when everybody was chatting, I said to my Danish friend, "Hey, why did we shout surprise in English?" And he said, "Oh, well, we can't use the Danish word. It's too long. It's not surprising enough." Because by the time you started shouting, "Oh, I'm not surprised anymore, I knew you guys were here." I think you Danish people in the room with international friends, you have no idea of the power that you have over your international friends. Because us internationals, we're not watching the news, I swear to God. We're not watching the Danish news, we're not checking the Danish thingy websites. You know who we're asking? Our Danish friends. You are our sources of all the information that we know here about Denmark. I get all of my information from a guy called Henrik. It's true, everything. Reliable Henrik, that's who I go to ask. It's totally true. I mean, there was a time when they reintroduced the Corona Pass and I had lost my phone, so I went to Henrik and I said, "Hey, do I need my phone for the Corona Pass?" He was like, "No, that's fine, Conrad, you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine. Just go with your wife and go to the restaurant and they'll just let you in. It's fine, it's fine." Turn up at the restaurant with my wife and du skal tage hjem. That's what they said. Ingen Corona Pass, forsvind. So me and my wife, we leave, and I went back to Henrik and I was like, "What the fuck, man?" He was like, "I don't know." Check sundhedsstyrelsen.dk. No international person has ever typed the word styrelsen into anything. This word was invented to confuse all of the internationals. What I'm trying to say is you Danes have so much power over your international... Everything you tell them, they believe you. What Danish people say is law. Like, they hadn't reintroduced the Corona Pass when I'd asked my friend Henrik what to do, and if he had said, "No, now they use dick pic." You have to take a recent picture of your dick, and then you have to show it to everybody in the cafe, restaurant. I'm a father of 2 children. Give me a clap if you have children. All right. Her husband was clapping her hand for her. Yes, we do. Grandparents here, you call them more, and more, far. In English, it's not specific. In Danish, it's very specific. Far more, you know exactly who has been fucking who in this. So specific. And my favourite is a stepfather. A stepfather is called a papfar. A cardboard dad. Apparently, these cardboard dads, they were so insulted by this, they had to officially change the name for them, and they changed it to bonus far. It's just a bonus dad, extra dad. I'm not a paper father, I'm a cool far, real, extra cool far. Joke was for that one gentleman in the front row. I'm a real cool far, and it's hard being the dad of a baby, because, you know, the mother, she has to do a lot of work. She has to do most of the breastfeeding. Okay, she has to do all of the breastfeeding. And, you know, that's hard work, because there's not a lot that you can help out with. And then I saw, this is a real product that you can buy online. It's a pair of fake breasts that you can wear, that you put bags of milk inside. This is real. And then the father can breastfeed the baby. I feel like there should be some kind of trauma warning on this. Can you imagine? Yes, but I have the weirdest thing to tell you. I have fucking that Rascals' Fødselsdags Fest. I got flashback of sucking my dad's tits. It was weird. Jesus. There's, of course, there was a lockdown here in Denmark following 2020, and you know, as I thought about it, was the kind of the time that they banned hygge. That's why I thought about it. Remember when they banned hygge? And I remember there was a lot of news stories about things that were going on in the country at that time that we were supposed to judge, but it was hard not to be in two minds about it, because you would read these stories and they would say things like, there was a big party, secret party where people are getting really trashed. They're like, these terrible people during a pandemic. Hundreds of people meeting up and drinking and going crazy. How irresponsible during a pandemic. God, I wish I was there. I got vaccinated here in Denmark, and I got a booster here in Denmark. And that was a strange process to go through, because I felt like the beginning of the pandemic, you know, the Danish government took it really seriously, but also in a kind of hoogly way. It showed like all of the test centers, they were really hoogly. There was like H&M test centers, you know, they like changed the H&Ms. And they also had to convert like university buildings, that's where you would go and get your vaccinations. By the end of the pandemic, they didn't give a shit anymore. Some white tents down by the harbor, it looked like a Rwandan refugee camp. I remember going to get boosted. I was standing in the queue, and everybody around me was a million years old. I don't know why they put all the ginger people with the old people or something. At risk from being bullied or something. So, there was a machine where you had to scan your CPR card. Yeah, and this was stopping the queue because every million-year-old person was like, oh, hvordan gik det med det her? Jeg kan ikke finde noget der. Hvad med dig, Birgitte? Kan du hjælpe mig? Every single old person was getting trapped at the CPR machine. And I remember going into the room and sitting down, and the doctor turned to me and she said, what do you know about mRNA technology? I was like, this is the question that you're asking a bunch of fucking people. They don't even know how to scan their yellow card. Of course, Corona was kind of depressing, especially during winter, and you know, winter is kind of depressing anyway. You know, in England we actually have a condition for this. We call it seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as SAD. Yeah. That's just kind of that's just pathetic, isn't it? But here in Denmark you have something known as vinterdepression. That sounds kind of hoogly. I was feeling a bit sad with vinterdepression, so I wrote to my boss at work and I said, you know, have you got any tips for helping me with my vinterdepression? And all I got was an auto reply that said, despair jeg i Thailand. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for this evening.